So we're here to... It's killing me. You know, it's like typically you want to say, oh, I'm Nikki.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's gay. You go.
All right. Welcome, y'all. You're about to see, for the first time ever, every video compiled on one badass disc on this DVD.
That's
the
right.
Crüe, full on, right now, right here.
Over 20 years, we're gonna walk you through it. We're gonna point out things you never knew were there, and things you probably wish weren't there. So you know, hang on, and here we go.
Enjoy and crank the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Girls, 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 that's the name.
I remember a conversation between me and Tommy real late one night. The album was called Something, and we had been out at a strip club, and I called him and said, you know, I don't know why the title of the album doesn't sound right to me, but this is what we do. And we talked about girls, 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 and we see it every day.
That's those three neon words, girls,
yeah.
girls, girls, everywhere you go.
So, you know, you're designing an album cover and a tour, and it doesn't feel right, and you talk and you go, what do? We ride Harleys, we play rock and roll, and we go to strip bars and we drink. That's kind of all we do. We're really like, there's no depth here. Let's just lay it out on the table.
Destroy. This isn't going to be a conceptual video.
Yeah,
this is real.
This is the real deal. And then going, well, let's just make a video like that.
Crazy horse, Paris, France. Forgot the names, remember romance. I got the photos of another twat. Must have broke those British laws with those guys.
And it was pretty simple, except for one problem.
MTV.
MTV goes, well, that's your life, but it's not our life, and it's not our viewers' life. And when Tide wants to buy a 60-second Tide commercial, they don't like the idea of strippers. So you're like, oh, okay, well, how do we get around this? You know, and I think that we started off by making the video extremely nasty. Everything is on the edge, and we sent it to them, knowing that when we shot the video, we had the mellower version in the can.
Yeah.
So when they said no, we said, well, okay, you guys are right. You know, it's like being married. You're right. And then you give them the video, and they went, oh, this is okay.
This is much better,
This
guys.
is much better,
This is cleaned up.
which was our original vision.
Yeah.
Similar situation. Where do we shoot that? Alpine Valley? Live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Live.
That
Always good live.
That was great. The band had been on the road for about 10 months, and it just showed the band, you know, leaned out. Musically, we were so tight. We were like in our zone right there.
On fire.
Yeah, on fire. It was great. What I loved about that was when the drums went out over the crowd.
Yep. Yep.
Which was really cool because when you see the video, you realize that we're not playing in an arena. We're playing a big outdoor venue, and so there's really, if you think about it, where were the drums being hung from? It was pretty gnarly, pretty outrageous.
You know what was rad was the clear camera ball. Remember that?
That's right.
It was like a beach ball, but there was a camera in it. It was clear, and the crowd just passing it around. And some of the best shots are just the rowdy, like beach ball cam shots.
The ball's just being passed out.
The camera was just like that was pretty dope. Vince had the bungee cam.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was being stretched out all over the place and just let go and swung around. The camera's going out over the audience, getting these great shots.
I'm amazed we didn't get sued for that. You know, Wayne Isham came out and just basically captured it.
Like we got to give props to Wayne on just how to set up some really interesting camera usages instead of the here's the guy on the tripod, here's the live guy, here's the very untraditional way of shooting video.
Well, the original concept behind the background singers was there's only so much you can do live, you know, when you're four guys.
Yeah.
And so we decided to kind of take like the Rolling Stones approach, or some of the classic bands that we grew up with that had actual background singers, and we used them as part of the show. You know, we dressed them up like strippers and
Made them look hot.
made them look hot.
You can only watch four guys for so long
Yeah.
if you're a male fan. So it's
Yeah.
just a little extra eye candy.
We thought it
up
was
there.
we thought it was a good move. I would have
Yeah.
appreciated that if I went to see somebody and they had the,
No
the
doubt.
girls up there.
Wildside, we started using some computers around that time. It was kind of a song that, you know, so Nikki and I started working on, and it just turned into this big, almost machine. And it was like, whoa, this is heavy. As far as the video goes, I think the fact that Wayne left all the camera people in it just showed how crazy it was to make it. Bombs are going off, drums are spinning around upside down, Nikki's rolling down the stage. I mean, it was insane.
It was real. Most videos, you don't see all the stuff going on.
Yeah.
And that's what was the intention, is just to let people see what's really going on.
Wayne just didn't miss anything. It's like, okay, strap a camera to it. Strap a camera to him. You know, just like whatever, whoever's moving needs to have a camera on
That's
him.
right.
And I remember going like, dudes, I dreamt of playing drums upside down, like, and they're like, whoa, that's crazy. And it just goes to show how we hate the word no. We must have went to 3 or 4 different huge set companies to build it, and they're like, can't be done. We're like, can't? No? And what are those words? That's insane.
It's not uncommon for us to say things like, wouldn't it be great if the drums like flew over the audience and everybody would like...
They look at us like we're on crack.
We're on crack.
We finally found some guy who's a hydraulic specialist on a Navy submarine and had all the knowledge of how to put this together. As the tour went on, you know, started incorporating, getting the crowd involved, you know, asking them if they wanted to see the drums go right, and boom, drums go right, and we're playing like this and left, and we've got, you know, asking the crowd, you want to see, you know, see us spin this fucker around? They're like, they're like, I honestly remember, I will never forget. Oh, and that thing also went right to the front of the stage, so I'll never forget seeing kids' eyes just like this, like, are you fucking kidding me? This is insane.
Because I remember the next tour, you going, well, I went to the audience, but now I want to go in the audience.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, can't be done.
Can't be done.
And we're like, okay, here we go again.
All right, here we go again, the battle. Our thing was, how can the guy in the shittiest seat, we call it the Stevie Wonder section because you can't see shit from back there, binoculars, look, guys look rad, you know, they're this big on stage. In the very back of the arena, have a front row ticket. How do we make that happen? And when the drums are sitting out there and these guys are in the very, very back and they're just like, yeah.
It's amazing
That's
when
sick.
the drum solo is going on and you look out and you see the whole front of the arena turn around backwards.
Yeah.
Because he's now out there.
Yeah.
Now the guy in the front row has the Stevie Wonder seat.
Yeah, the guy in the front row's got the bad ticket. And it was like, okay, now how do we get down? And it was like, we would jump and rappel down this rope right into the crowd, just like, shoing, shoing.
Because at that time we had like dressing rooms under the stage. So we'd be going, you hear Tommy's going off, crowd's going crazy, and all of a sudden you hear this dead silence. And I looked at Vince and I was like, oh, that's not good. And we go out and went out there and Tommy had come down the rope and missed and gone all the way down.
Hit the floor.
Hit the floor. He was out cold.
Unconscious, boom,
Talk
on
about
the cement.
talk about weird feeling. There's all this energy, everything's positive, and all of a sudden it's just dead.
Yeah.
And you know, we didn't know if he was dead. or not. And he's such a hardhead. He gets back up on the stage and goes, "Okay, let's go." And everyone's like, "No, you're going to the hospital, bro. You landed on your head from 70 feet."
The show must go on.
Say Livewire in a sentence.
Hi, I'm saying Livewire in a sentence. Dude, we're starting to go back now, bro. Help me out.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm telling you, I don't know. I just remember that was our first time of ever making a video. In the beginning, we didn't know that there was charts, and we thought a record company was like, man, if you're on a record label, that's like, you made it. We just followed our heart, and that's what I remember about the band so much in those days. And that video, I mean, it's really hard to remember back that far, but we just kind of played live.
We just rocked the shit.
I'm a young, run free, a little bit better than it used to be, 'cause I'm alive.
We were 100% committed to it. And I think that you see that in the Livewire video. It's just us being raw and as much energy and as much whatever we can get captured on film. You know, there wasn't MTV at the time. The first time I ever saw Livewire was I saw it on HBO.
Yeah,
some cable show had just come out, HBO, and they had like a little rock section. Looks at Kill is built to shock.
She's got the look that kill. That kill. She's got the look that kill.
And MTV was brand new. So we said, well, wait a minute, we've got everyone's attention for 3 minutes. What can we do to like make them feel uncomfortable?
What I seem to remember is one of the funniest moments of the video. I mean, it was fun making it, of course, always, but one of the things that sticks out as a highlight was us in full-blown makeup, lipstick, leathers, you name it, full Mötley regalia, and some light grip or sound, or I don't know, some dude goes, you know, we overhear him saying like, these guys look like fags, and I'll never forget, Nikki fucking looks down at him, and he goes, look, just because we're wearing fucking lipstick doesn't mean I can't come down and kick your fucking ass. Just because I'm wearing lipstick doesn't mean I can't kick your ass, dude.
And we were right.
And I think we had him removed.
He went on to be Wayne Isham.
Oh.
Smoking in the boys' room. Smoking in the boys' room. Now teacher don't feel that up with the rule, 'cause everybody knows that smoking is the loudest.
Really, we'd changed our whole look and our sound right after Shout at the Devil. And this is a cover song of a song that we grew up listening to all the time at Brownsville Station. And yeah, I think it was a stretch. It was really a stretch to go out there. We were making what I guess you would say is a real kind of concept video, you know, first time for us really pushing that envelope of being commercial.
Bend over.
I mean, this did so well for us. It was really did well for us. I don't really know
That
what
was played a lot.
a lot to death. Die. It was an interesting video because it was kind of a little bit of an insane look to it. was shot in a high school in Covina
Like
somewhere.
Outward, yeah, where we kind of grew up. Yeah, or Glendora. I can't remember where. All I remember was we shot that in the summertime, and it was fucking hot.
And
we had a little kiddie pool out back filled with some water to cool down. We had some girls in there. So
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You're just never able to see our side of things, are you?
Strange cat, huh?
Yeah.
What was the dude's name?
Oh, Michael
Berryman?
Berryman.
Yeah.
Michael Berryman.
Mickey
He was
Mick.
in The Eyes, The Hills Have Eyes, and all that classic old
Yeah.
stuff. And as only with Mick Mars. Him and Mick became like best friends. You can see these two guys together. It's
Yeah.
like Cousin It and this thing.
I know.
It's amazing. They're amazing.
Remember he could make his ears wiggle?
Yeah.
And we were just like, that's crazy, we gotta shoot this. And then we
Yeah.
made it in the...
He could do all kinds of fun stuff. He almost joined the band.
My favorite video is absolutely Home Sweet Home.
I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Home sweet home. Tonight.
Home Sweet Home was a pretty interesting song for us at the time, if you think about it, because we just got done doing Shout at the Devil. So people were like, what the fuck are you thinking? If you really look at it like that, I mean, I remember a lot of people going like, Shout at the Devil, Looks to Kill, Bastard, Knock 'em Dead Kid, Home Sweet Home.
You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams.
It showed the fans what our life is like out there. You know, how we travel and what goes into putting the stage together and the camaraderie of being kind of just the guys together on the road going from city to city.
Home sweet home.
Girls pulling their tops up, us traveling around. It's definitely showed us still doing our thing, but
Yeah.
just in a different light.
It's not really sad to go out there and do that.
No, it doesn't suck.
We had a lot of fun as a band, you know, and I think that we always wanted to let people see that. If you remember correctly,
Yeah.
there was that cheap little piano in the corner. I mean, a little keyboard. And,
Yes.
and we'd been practicing the song, and you'd been playing it on grand piano.
Yes.
In rehearsals, and
Yeah.
we had a vision. This was like our dream on, you know, our stairway to heaven. Okay, so it was very important. The piano part that Tommy had was a very important part of the song. The whole song's based on that. And Tom Werman's like, you know, being a producer, you know, we'll just use this little Roland in the corner.
I
And
remember.
We were like, dude, I don't think so. But you know, sometimes people can be very convincing. So when it was said and done, for years later, we would always look at each other and go, why didn't we record that with a real piano?
Yeah.
So when it came time to do, it was Decade of Decadence, we wanted to put that song on the Decade of Decadence album. Tommy said, you know, I'm going to re-record this now.
Yeah, let's update the sound.
Yeah, let's
of
update the sound or get it to where the original vision was. And so that kind of kicked off wanting to do a new video as well.
Just one more night, and I'm coming on this long and winding road. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Home sweet home. Tonight.
Us, because we're so colorful and dark at the same time against white, was just this positive and negative imagery of us. The way we look against white is just once again going against the grain. You wouldn't really see us doing something like that. And we wanted to add some more shots of real people, like some you know, homeless people, some surfers. We just wanted to bring in some more more culture into the song as well.
The song for us was about the road.
Yeah.
And it was about our life and our lifestyle and our camaraderie and being a gang. But at that time, that song wasn't our song anymore. It was people's song.
And it showed, I think that the cool thing that it showed is it showed other people's favorite place, their home, sweet home. the guy, the surf guy there, 5 in the morning, just this is what he does every day. He lives to catch that wave. Guy driving his truck, that's his home. He probably spends more time in his truck driving across the country than he does at his home. Showing other people in their home, and sort of bringing that in with what we were doing.
Yeah.
God, Too Young to Fall in Love.
This director was pretty outrageous at the time.
Yeah.
I remember that, I think Tommy had called me up and said, hey, I saw this clip from this director that's out there.
Dude.
We want to do something with this guy. And so we were like, okay. And we flew to New York, and we were in an abandoned train station for 3 days. And that's the whole video was shot down there. And we were starting to, kind of get the concept of you could spend $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, and it was totally opposite than what we started out with Livewire, where we're just a band. I mean, there was acting, and there was scripts, and there was fighting, and costuming, and it was pretty outrageous, for the time. I remember feeling pretty proud of that video. Well, no, it's not a true story. We learned to lie. This is like really demented. At the time, I had been dating this girl, and I found out she was cheating on me with this other guy.
You're dead.
Well, this other guy happened to be this guy in a band, not in a band, he's in General Hospital, and he had a hit called You're All I Need. So I wrote the lyrics to You're All I Need, but based it on killing your girlfriend and gave it to my girlfriend. To fuck with her head, and then everyone's like, wow, that's pretty cool, dude. That's very Mötley. I remember Doc McGee telling me that John Bon Jovi said, wow, they just wrote like the best pop song I've ever heard. And then Doc said to John, he says, have you listened to the lyrics? And then he said, well, no, You're All I Need, right? And he says, no, go back and listen to
the verses, dude.
Listen to the verses. So it ended up staying on the record, and then we ended up making the video for it. We based it on Taxi Driver, with him sitting there burning the pictures of his girlfriend after he'd already killed her. And
yeah, and also more problems. I remember, can't have the body bag, or
that's right.
Or you could just show it zipping up, or it's just.
It was
more
a lot
like,
of drama.
We're always pushing it, with more stuff, and it's more things got cut out as you.
And I remember hearing, how can you release a video without your band in it? We're like, well, the song's not about the band. It's a story.
It's a story.
And it's based on this movie, based on a kind of a concept of had enough of this girl and you're going to kill her.
Kickstart My Fart.
Oh my God! Farted! Woo!
I have a great story about Kickstart My Heart. Went skydiving for my birthday, right? And before you leave, there's a list of songs on the wall. And skydiving naked.
Yeah.
Kickstart My Heart and a few other songs are on that list for the videotape that they give you after your jump. I was like, yeah, put that on it.
Nice.
Dude, it was awesome.
Nice.
Fucking awesome.
Kickstart My Heart conceptually came from the fact that the band had been, as adrenaline junkies, and we'd been using everything in the world from girls, cars, drugs, rock and roll for adrenaline. And when it stopped working for us, we decided to, all together as a band, as a gang, say, we're not going to do any drugs anymore, so what do you do?
Fuck. No, man.
You gotta kick it up a notch to still get high.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the album, had in common. That's what the song was about, and it really is about adrenaline. I remember bringing that into rehearsal and thinking that the song didn't have a hope in hell. Like, it was just so punk rock. As soon as Tommy started playing that beat, and Mick started playing the guitar, it instantly sounded like Mötley Crüe.
As the song was coming together, I remember thinking, this is kind of like Ballroom Blitz by The Sweep. Down, 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 down.
That's right.
And it was like, okay, this kind of a feel might be perfect for this. And I remember that as it all came together,
That
it
was
like,
that was your
rules.
thing with the drums
Yeah.
immediately. And doing the video at the Whiskey was kind of like a homecoming for us.
Back home, sweet home. Yeah. This is where it all began.
The problem with being in a band sometimes is that you become more than the band. You become more than the four guys in a rehearsal room. It becomes this big thing, and we were so huge as a band. It was about arenas and stadiums, and so for us to go back to the Whiskey A Go-Go and play in this 200-seat club,
That was insane.
that was insanity. We didn't know how to do anything
small.
so we actually
The
had
Too
a-
Much guys.
The Too Much guys had a semi-truck full of sound equipment in the Whiskey.
People in there were just like, this is insane. The Doctor.
Well, I
Describe where that came
remember
from.
coming into rehearsal, and Mick started playing this doog 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 doog, and I instantly said the words. He's the one that got Dr. Feelgood, and there's it just kind of meshed right then. And then we started playing the verse thing, and Tommy came up with the heavy. He's always good for coming up with the rhythm and the part that really gets you moving, And and that song really came together.
It did.
Really fast. Now that song actually, I think there's an alternate set of lyrics to that, because we demoed that up.
Oh, that's right.
So we had actually, when we got up to Vancouver to record the album, Bob Rock took me aside and said, I think you can do better.
Fucking suck my fucking dick.
Which I'm really glad that he pushed me to do that, because then it kind of came around to that song representing the artwork and the tour, and you know what I mean? It all kind of fell into place then, and the concept behind things like, Kickstart My Heart and stuff like that. So it really, that was really probably a big turning point for us.
Yeah, that was a fun video to make too. The
Yeah.
whole Tony Montana, Scarface kind of a thing, and us, in the middle of nowhere. Where the hell were we when we shot that?
The middle of nowhere.
This tent, and just to light the drums on fire and just kick them. These guys are breaking everything in sight. That was for us, that was we were all sober then, so lighting shit on fire and smashing everything, we were high. We were definitely just yeah.
Yeah, in a nutshell, that's it, right?
Yeah, Wayne Isham again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne's got as many balls as we do, so that's what made
Yeah.
it fun. We're like, you know what, we're shooting it, let's just do it.
And we got shot down a lot after. MTV and
That's
stuff.
got to come out, that's got to come out.
Yeah, that's out.
But we
out,
shot
out.
it.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You know, there's in the Dr. Feelgood video, there's a great scene where it shows Sunset Strip tattoo shop, and we were, I don't know what we were doing, what the point was, but one of us had stuck a sign in the window that said "No fags," and to us, fags means like no boneheads, no wimps. It's nothing sexually. It's more like just kind of a guy saying, you know.
Yeah.
And we never thought anything about it until MTV came back to us and said, "Wait a minute, you can't do that." So they actually Wayne had to take each scene or each still, right?
Yeah.
And had to hand paint in the F into a B. So if you look in, it says in the window, it says "No bags."
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool, a little bit of history for fans to know.
Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Don't go away mad. Girl, just go away. Girl, don't go away mad. Now, girl, just go away. Here we go.
And that was a song that is basically our way of getting in under the radar with a song that was a really great written song, but with the title of "Girl, Don't Go Away Mad," just go away, just basically just piss off. And it was like our way of writing a really cool song, but still having some snot attached to it.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, a little bit. Suck it. That's the one where he was in New York.
That's right.
In a lot.
On a plane.
Yeah, and we were
That's
in
right.
LA and the skateboarders on the street.
That's right. That's right. Okay, it's all coming back.
Remember Duff had called me up and gone, because we'd gotten off drugs about that time, and he'd said, "That's some fucking weird shit, man, shaving the side of your heads like that," because we'd shaved. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's like, "That's some weird sober shit, man. You guys all right?"
You guys all right?
Just the video to me was pretty fun, you know. Again, we talked at different times here about the rawness. That performance piece was shot in a little tiny stage, just the band being the band. That's how I think of Mötley Crüe. When I think of, you know, what it's like to be in a band, I don't think about stadiums, and I don't think about arenas, and I don't think about jets, and I think about, you know, a Marshall stack, drums set up on the floor, bunch of ashtrays, some pizza boxes, and just fucking cranking out metal. That's what rock and roll is. So when you capture that, like in the rehearsal scene in Don't Go Away Mad, you know, and the band being the band interacting with each other, you're getting a pretty clear vision of what it's like, you know, for us.
This is third video, fifth album, called Without You. Check it.
Without you, there's no change, and nights and days are gray. If I reached out and touched the rain, it just wouldn't feel the same.
There's a kind of a surrealistic look to that video, which I liked, and I think it was a bit cutting edge at the time. There were some bands out that were new wave bands at the time, and Tears for Fears and bands like that, and they were doing some pretty interesting videos, and I think this is more in that vein, but in our musical style. Didn't that tiger, was there a problem with that thing? Was it something?
We took it to the beach. We went running on the beach with this big giant leopard.
And I'll never forget this thing wrapping its paw around my leg in a playful way, but feeling the force of that.
Yeah.
It's so much power, you know.
Yeah, that if it wasn't playful, it'd be ugly.
Yeah.
Czar.
How do you remember that?
It just came to me right now. Czar was the tiger's name.
It was.
Czar. Just came back. No idea from where. Sometimes I think my fucking brain cells are fried, and then these amazing recollections come back, and I go, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm all right. I can remember that tiger's name. I'm all right. I can do more.
Yeah.
Without you.
When you're
pissed off and sick of people telling you what to do, you primal scream.
I really believe at that time we were reinventing the band.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs by the band.
Yeah.
Emotionally,
That's a good one live, too.
Emotionally, it touches you, what it means lyrically, and it's got the chant to it, so you can get into it.
I like that stuff. It's shot so amazing, and I just thought, like, I especially thought Vince looked amazing in that. And every singer's supposed to look amazing in it, you know. And he just looked great there. The whole band looked really good. Shot well, shot dark. It was heavy. There was some mystery to it. Music that turns me on has to either scare me a little bit or be mysterious. If it's just sort of like, doesn't really have a vibe to it. This had a dark. Well, you wanted to see more. You know what I mean? You couldn't really see everything, and when you can't see everything, there's that unknown.
Triggers your imagination.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, if you don't tell the whole story, your imagination can fill in the blanks. I think that's the case in point there. None of the girls or the people in the video had clothes on at all, because it was primal. The concept of just being back to nothing.
Yeah.
And the way that Matt lit it was with a stick and a light bulb. That was it. And it was amazing. These people would be crouched down in like a corner, and you'd have this light bulb over them, and you'd be filming it.
You would only light them as the light went by, you know, just done really cool technique. And I also remember one more of the fun parts of shooting the video.
I know you do.
Was once we got done doing our performance part, is when Matt shot all the beautiful women and the bodies and stuff. So he was like, "Hey guys, I'm shooting the girls next." We're like, "Right on, we're coming." And they're watching, and there's, you know, all wet, and just he would just shoot their back, you know, and the top of their ass and the side of their breast, and it was just
strictly professionals.
Beautiful. I think I have something in my eye.
Well, Enslaved was a song. There was two songs off of the Greatest Hits record. One was called Bitter Pill, and the other one was called Enslaved. One was a song that I had actually written, mostly, and another one was a song that Tommy had mostly written. Yeah. So there was these two songs, and they had these like really different feels and everything to them. And the lyrics are very, you know, about being free, being jailed, and so to speak. It was the time when you were in prison. And I think that what we had ended up doing was we allowed the fans to videotape the shows, and then we took all their bootlegs and cut them together. It was a weird thing because, like I was saying, there was two songs, and we wanted to give these two songs both a forum. So we were trying to figure out different ways to do it, and by taking all of this existing footage of the band playing this song Enslaved live and cutting it all together, it was kind of a guerrilla again.
Wow.
Because it wasn't really, there wasn't a vehicle at the time for a band like Mötley Crüe, because MTV had gone from being a music channel to being sort of a different kind of a network, and it was all about top 40, and we're not a top 40 band. And so here you have this band who wants to kind of very much like we did Livewire, just do something because we love it. We love the song, we love performing the song, we wanted to have a video of it. It's for the fans.
See, I've never seen this one.
You never have?
No, I've never seen it.
It was out on the road with us. I think you have, but you know, it might just be that little part of your brain that, like, you know.
Yeah. Little void.
Little void. I got him.
I swear it's true.
You can't fuck a punk song up. It's impossible.
Anarchy, you know, I don't think people realized how much of a punk band Mötley Crüe really was. And that our influences, I mean, we would sit around and listen to the Misfits and the Pistols and then AC/DC and Judas Priest. we were a very unique bunch of people, and we had this guitar player that listened to the blues, and we just piled it all in a blender and turned it into this band. So throughout time, you know, we could do Without You, and then we could do Anarchy in the UK.
Without you in my life, I wanna be.
We're like, you can't do that, but I think that's why we did it. What I remember about that video was that we wanted Primal Scream to be the single off of Decade of Decadence. And we wanted Anarchy in the UK to be the single off of Decade of Decadence. And MTV said, well, you know, that's nice, guys, be, you know, one single, one network. And we said, no, 2 singles, 1 network. And they said, it doesn't work like that. And we said, yeah, it does. And we shot our live performance playing with, we're playing Monsters of Rock festivals in Europe. And we went back to MTV and we said, we want this one to play at night, and we want this one to play in the daytime. And they thought we were insane, but we were in such a power position that we could say, if you don't do this, we're not going to give you either. And we did that, and it was the first time in history a band ever had 2 videos simultaneously released as singles on a network. And it was amazing because Headbangers Ball was all about heavy metal and anarchy in the UK and all that stuff. And then our daytime rotations were Primal Scream, the song that was at radio, and it was amazing. It was really exciting for us to find just another way to beat the system.
And I can't fucking destroy.
Hooligan's Holiday, it's the first one with John Corabi.
That was
It's
first
fucking
one.
amazing.
Great video. You met who's the English cat?
Can't remember his name. I wish I
Fuck,
could
I
find
hate-
him because he's
can't
so
remember.
talented.
Yeah, great guy. That was a fun video to shoot.
Well, the whole premise was Clockwork Orange, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally Clockwork Orange.
The director had a very kind of that Clockwork Orange, British, snotty,
Yeah.
you know, outlook on things.
One of my favorite shots is the intro, and Corabi singing "Drop Dead Beauty" with just the mouth unzipped in this
That's
bondage
right.
mask, just his lips singing
Yes.
it.
Beauty is stomping up a storm, lines of hell on her face.
We were Teddy Boys. Remember
That's
the
right.
crazy dude up rigs.
And
the
we were
leopard
up for
skin shit.
anything,
Yeah,
right?
we're like, let's do it.
He's like,
dude.
look, I want to put you 2 guys in as Teddy Boys with switchblades hanging out in an alleyway. We're like, all right.
Right on.
It was the first time that we had ventured out without Vince in the band, and I think that was we had a lot to prove.
Yeah.
Like anytime somebody leaves the mothership, you know, you're like, man, this is really important to me because we really want people to know how serious we are about this.
Yeah, and it was a new energy, you know. There's a new element into a band that's been doing this already for so long, and there's this new energy, new vibe, and we were like, okay, let's make some crazy new shit. That video was just shot badass. Love the way that came out.
Hooligan's Holiday. All life misunderstood them. So they close their eyes and dream of better days.
Well, the song sort of dictates, at least in the intro, is just, you know, the chord progression is just mellow. We're sitting out on the front porch, Mick's playing acoustic guitar. You're playing an acoustic bass, I remember.
I think so.
I was playing just one drum. I think it's just with the mallet, like, because it's just mellow. It's just a really mellow thing. The camera pulls back, and Corabi, was he on the roof or on the? Or just sitting singing on the porch? It was very much what the music was sort of dictating. And then as the song progresses on, you see that lady, the little old lady starting to just eat all these pills, and it's just all
that's
distorted.
right, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And then it's the band performing in an area, you know, like no bigger than this. We were all smashed into a corner.
Which was perfect. I remember that being really uncomfortable, and that's me and Tommy went, that's where it should be then.
Yeah.
Because we're used to being on these huge stages, so let's put the band in a place they're uncomfortable, and if you're uncomfortable, you usually do something different, and it's going to come off on film. And that video, like I think, like you were saying, it really, the lyrics told the story, and the video just followed the lyrics.
Absolutely.
The atmosphere was the video part.
At the end, when the old guy, you just see his bed, he's just not there anymore.
Yeah,
That's just like, whoa. Smoke the Sky. That was done guerrilla style. We did that at rehearsal, right?
That's right, in a rehearsal room. One camera,
Yeah.
bang, 1 hour, shot it, done. You know, we put out an album that we believed in 100%, and it definitely wasn't fitting into any niche. And we did the first video, Hooligan's Holiday, and then we did this song, Misunderstood. And then record company was like, well, you know, this album's over. And we're like, no, it's over when we say it's over. And we still have more to say.
Can I say this?
Dude, are we done yet?
Yeah.
And so we wanted to do this guerrilla style, as Tommy says, video, because we wanted to show that side of the band. And we actually funded it ourselves. And it was amazing because I look back and I go, man, some of our videos, Live Wire, Primal Scream, Smoke the Sky, those are the fucking ones that I'm the proudest of. And those are the ones that were just shot raw.
And I remember, okay, dude, did I throw up or did I cough or something? I remember we'd taken a break, you know, we had something to eat, I think we had a small lunch or something, and you're playing, and this song, Smoke the Sky, is fast as hell, and we're giving it everything we got, we're shooting, and I think I like hiccuped or coughed, and like a piece of corn shot out. And if you look closely, I think there's a shot where I'm hitting the cymbal, and you see this little chunk,
that's right.
little chunk of throw up or corn or whatever the fuck it was, go tink. So slow it down right around
Slow
there.
down, yeah. Don't be eating dinner.
Yeah. What a beautiful concept.
That was a great concept. And another woman, director.
Are you sure it was a woman director?
Yeah, I do remember. I'll tell you why I remember, because it was very ego deflating for me to be standing there inside this cage, which was the underside of her dress, and she says, you know, if I would have known that Nikki Sixx would be a fucking pussy, I wouldn't have done this video. I'll never forget that, because what was happening in the video was they were rocking the skirt was the stage.
Yeah, it was a stage that was fucking moving violently.
Violently, and me and Mick were trying to stand our ground. And she got pissed because the idea was for us to flail, to fall, to crash, burn, get hurt. And we were trying, you know, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck does that mean? And then she told me, and I was like, oh. And then we kind of stopped fighting the process, and that's the anarchy of that video.
I mean, I was sitting down on a drum stool, still having a real hard time playing the song and staying on the drums. But these guys are standing up, and they're just getting freaking tossed into this wire, this metal cage, and they're getting pretty beat up. And I'm sure if we were fortunate enough to have some of the outtakes, you'd see these guys went down a few times.
Yeah.
It was extremely
There
difficult
was some
to film.
humiliating stuff, which was good. You know, I understood what she was trying to get, because when I see the video, I'm like, look at that, man. If you could imagine a band being able to have that kind of energy in a stage live.
It looked like all hell was
hell's breaking loose. The one cohesive thing throughout the video was Larry Flint. Well, I'd called him up, and somehow I always get put up to being the guy in the band that has to do this. And they're like, who's going to ask Larry if he wants to be in a video? And the concept is that, like, he's carving legs.
He's making this doll.
They're like, Mickey will do it. They're like, God damn it. So I'm talking to him and saying, so Larry, what's going on? And blah, blah, blah. And this is the concept of the video, like, you're crippled and you don't have any. I'm fucking totally falling over my words. And he's like, I love it.
I love it.
I love it. He's just amazing. He's very Mötley Crüe.
This song was great. It was us. It was a new record. Vince was back. And we had worked with a new producer at the time, with Scott Humphrey, and just brought some new sound elements, new fresh kind of a vibe for us. That song, that's one of my favorite songs off that record.
I think very much like Wild Side, we were trying to push our own envelope sonically, and that's what we were trying to do, you know, I don't know how many years later. That was 87, and then we were in 96, 10 years later, still trying to push our own envelope. The thing is, you know, historically, I know fans know this, but it's something I'm really proud of, is, you know, none of our albums ever sounded the same. And we never used the same logo twice, and we never looked the same twice. You know, we kind of prided ourselves on following our heart.
This is where we're at now.
This is where this is today.
Yeah.
You know, if we were to record right now today, I don't know what it would sound like, but it sure wouldn't sound like 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 8 years ago.
Yeah. In order to have longevity, you've got to have some sort of change. You just can't be doing the same thing, and you're gonna lose a few. You're going to gain a few, hopefully.
And I find that with our fans, in a lot of cases, right now, people say 2 albums that were really underrated. One was the album we did with John Corabi, and one was the one, Generous to Swine, are their favorite albums now.
Yep.
Because they really wouldn't give them a shot at the time. And now they go back and they go, wow, these guys were like way ahead of their time. And that's the problem with being ahead of your time. Sometimes you're so far out there that people can't catch up. Come on, man, just give it a shot, you know. But it's the chance you take, and I'm proud of all those things that we did.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm excited for this to come out so I can see all our videos.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, all of them
at once. Because I don't know where they all are.
No.
They're all over the fucking place.